What's a good non-super crazy distracting stage we can go to? How about the grid, right? Sure. With me with 2D fighters, right? So people always ask me, yo, Emery, how come you can adapt to Tekken so quick? You know, how did you adapt to VF so quick? You know, even when I picked up Soul Calibur, people were saying, you know, I was picking it up pretty fast. Like, Emery, I don't understand why you can pick up all these 3D fighters and they're so much harder than 2D fighters, but why can't you play a 2D fighter? Now, you have to understand, okay? This shit right here, I know it seems small, but just this alone, okay, the crossing up, you know, just doing a cross up, right? This shit alone is weird for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, this right here, you see how I can dash forward and dash backwards, right? If I hit forward in the 3D fighting game, for the most part, I'm going to start running. Can't do that in this game, right? The jumping alone, I mean, is new. I mean, if you jump in a 3D fighting game, chances are you're trying to go for some sort of a setup, or you're going to get killed for doing it, right? Like, jumping in 2D fighters is not, like, good because you can get anti-air, but it's good in the sense of if you do land a jump-in, it's going to be rewarded heavily. And because people are always worried about the jump-in, they're going to constantly be looking for jump-in, and that allows people to play the grounding game, right? So I told the story earlier, and I figured I'll make a video out of it. So I don't own any 2D fighting games. The only 2D fighting games that I own to my name are Street Fighter V. I was given it to me by Capcom, and King of Fighters, which obviously you guys know that we played that. That was my second time playing a 2D fighter, and Killer Instinct. You know, but how long have I played those games, right? My whole life, I never owned a 2D fighter. I always played Soul Calibur, always played Tekken, DOA, BF, always played those games. Maybe not like a competitive level, but I always owned them. I always played them casually, whatever. I have the experience playing those games. I understand how they work. You know, walking up and down, 8-way run, side step, whatever, free step, whatever. This shit right here is not my realm of gaming. So imagine you're a Call of Duty veteran, right? Like a new Call of Duty will come out every year and you'll always be nasty at it because you're a veteran. But then you try to play Gears of War for the first time, right? It's a shooting game. The goal is still to kill the enemy. You know, Street Fighter and DOA, the whole goal is to outplay your opponent, punish them for being unsafe, whatever. Cool, that's fine. But Gears of War and Call of Duty are clearly different, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, a Call of Duty vet is not going to pick up Gears of War and just beat somebody at the game because they're good at shooting games. So essentially, this is my Gears of War, right? I'm used to Call of Duty. And just like Call of Duty, any other first-person shooter, I'll generally be okay at it. You know what I mean? It looks the same, doesn't feel the same, the game's going to be different. But if I can play Call of Duty, if you learn how Halo works, you can play Halo, right? This shit is like Gears of War to Halo. It's completely different. You get what I'm saying? So I've never seen this stuff until this year. Like 2D fighters, I've never seen this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is completely different from me. So that's why it seems so hard for me to pick up 2D fighters, because I've never, ever played them. I never owned them. You know what I'm saying? And also movement, like just like whiff punishment and footsies and stuff, like just doing stuff like this right here feels weird to me, right? Because in a 3D fighter, you do this, but it just doesn't work the same. Like if I am playing footsies and I fucking shimmy somebody, I can kill them with that. In 3D games has always been something I've wanted to learn, but I never had the patience to, because I've always played 3D games and I've always been good at them. I've never seen the point in learning a whole new genre of fighting games. But yeah, I'm good on Smash, bro. I don't ever need to play that. If I never play Smash, I'll be okay. These games, man. Like, I feel like I'm good at 3D games. Like, I'm not like a top player in Tekken, but I'm pretty good at the shit, you know? Like, it's really hard to get to the point that I am in Tekken, especially when you start from nothing. So, I feel like I'm good at Tekken. I feel like I'm good at DOA. You know, I don't know matchups in Tekken, but I'll learn that when Tekken 8 comes out. Nobody got time for that shit. But I know how to play Tekken, you know? The gimmicky shit is what gets me, but I'll learn that shit over time. I understand how Tekken works. I know how to play the game. DOA, I'm a fucking master at DOA. VF, I know enough about, because it's very similar to DOA. I'll outplay people in VF just because they suck at 3D fighting games. And Soul Calibur, I never cared for Soul Calibur, but I know how to play it. Like, I know how the mechanics work. I can get on Soul Calibur and play matches, you know? This shit right here is all out of my fucking element, you know? This is way out of my element.